This program is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Reuben's Indian Kitchen. Today I have a very special guest. I have my man Brian Walsh here. Brian, what are we making today over there?
Thank you, Reuben. Today we're going to make a chai tea ginger fizz. The ingredients will be Bombay dry gin.
I see what you did there.
You like that?
I like what you did there.
We have a house-made ginger infused syrup, some fresh squeezed lemon. We're going to use lemon peel, a few egg whites at the very end to add. I'll show you how to do that. It's very fun. Then we're going to do a splash of club soda as well. That's going to be the Thai ginger fizz. It's really tasty. Reuben, tell me a little bit about what you're going to pair that with, my man.
So I'm going to be pairing it. You know, we're just a couple of guys hanging out here today, hanging out at home. Going to be making some chili chicken noodles. Chili chicken is like a traditional Indo-Chinese dish. When I was on Dana's show, I made chili chicken wings. And we're going to be making noodles out of that. Going to be kind of doing some takeout stuff today. So cool. What do you say we get to it?
Yeah,
what do you got to do first over there?
So what I'm going to do is, Reuben, we got some Little Go Coffee chai tea blend.
Yeah, shout out to LG, man. They're best coffee shop around, Newark, Delaware. Shout out. They always fuel me. And this Tulsi rose chai is beautiful. It has rose petals, has mint, cardamom, clove. It's super fragrant, super delicious. So you're just going to make a quick tea out of that?
Yeah, and using stuff like this with cocktails, it adds a lot of depth to cocktails. A lot of stuff you can add things to, but this has so many ingredients. Like Reuben was saying, it kind of adds a lot more flavor to a cocktail rather than just making a simple gin and tonic or something, which is fine. Change things up a little bit is fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a cup of water. This is on low to medium heat. Going to pour that. As far as the chai tea, it's not a big deal how much you put in. You don't want to overwhelm it. We're just going to kind of warm it up to kind of flavors out and let some color in there. Reuben's turning up a little bit for us. If you can kind of see in here, you can kind of see the green, the mint. You can kind of see the pink, the colors.
That's crazy pretty. Yeah, you can see all the different things there that are in here. So if you want to just put a little bit in my hand there, Brian, I'm going to show the good people. So right there, you can see all the beautiful different ingredients in there. We got the mint, we have the rose, we have the cardamom, everything's in there. And that's just gonna make it really, really fragrant. Brian's pulling out his fancy long spoon. While he's doing that, I'm gonna start cutting up our chicken. Now, I got a couple of beautiful looking breasts here. You can kind of see, so when you're cutting up chicken, what are you more of a
leg
man?
I'm a leg guy.
Man meets, you know what, I'm a breast man myself. When I like to cut up chicken, if you guys look at closely, you're going to see all these lines to it, and you always hear this term, cut against the grain. So you don't want to just take your chicken and come straight down on it, right? Because you're not going to get really tender pieces. So I like to go on a little bit of a bias right here, kind of cut it nice, long strips. If it starts to get too long, I like to come down here and then start again smaller. Right, and this is just going to give us a quick surface area. This is actually a really quick dish you guys can make at home. Make sure you're always cutting up against that grain though, because that's going to be very important, because if you don't, then you'll just have really tough pieces of chicken. So Brian and I used to work together years ago, 13 years ago. Now we're here. Now we're here cooking for you guys, making drinks for you guys. Brian has served me many a times.
Many a places.
Many a places too, that's true. It's kind of wild how our careers have kind of always come together.
They have.
I just turned up our pan. We're just gonna get a little bit of water, or a little bit of oil in here. Let that come up to heat. I'm gonna clean up my board so I don't cross-contaminate. So I'm gonna put my chicken back there. Get my knife back here. Got a fresh knife right here. So to pair with this chili chicken noodles, I'm gonna put some mushrooms. I got shiitakes here, but if you guys don't have shiitakes, you guys have baby bellas, you guys have portobellas, you guys can use that. What's also great about this dish is you can add any other vegetable you have. So if you just have like a frozen stir-fry mix, That works too. You don't have to use fresh vegetables. I have broccoli and snap peas here because that's just what I want in here. I'm also going to be pairing it with some lime, some fresh lime, some spring onion, cilantro, and mint just to kind of play off the same flavors that Brian has working in his cocktail over there. So Brian, you mentioned a ginger syrup.
Yes.
So how'd you make that? Because that sounds very interesting.
Yeah. So ginger syrup right here. Syrups are fun to make, especially adding stuff to them. Simple syrup starting out always are 50-50 water to sugar. It's easy to get something similar to this. If you're making it at home, it's usually easier to do just a cup of each, because it will burn down a little bit, so you're not getting 2 cups. So you'll do 1 cup of water in here, equal parts sugar, so you can fill to the exact line. Throw it in the pan. You want to slowly cook it to low to medium heat. You don't want it to burn. You don't want it to brown. The slower the better, honestly. Sometimes when I do it, I'll actually get boiling water and kind of put that right into the syrup, right into the sugar, just so it goes a little quicker. And I make sure, and then I put it in the fridge to cool down. You don't want to put in the drink hot. That is definitely not what you want to do. But as far as the ginger, what we did was it was about a thumb size of ginger, about this big. Pureed it, chopped it up. I put it in a cheese cloth. Tossed it right in the syrup as I was cooking it. Kind of what I'm doing now, just kind of keep my eye on it, babying it, make sure nothing burns, very slow.
You guys can smell all the mint.
Yeah,
all those,
that smells good.
It's so fragrant. It's really, really coming out.
That smells good.
Such a beautiful, beautiful way. Yeah, I really like simple syrups because I feel like you can infuse a lot into it too.
Yeah.
Like you can do a cardamom syrup.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you probably made a lot of different syrups.
I make all kinds of syrups.
What's your favorite one you've made?
Probably hibiscus. Probably hibiscus. I've done tarragon. Different, like more savory ones are kind of fun sometimes, whether it's sage or tarragon. They're fun to play with. Like I said, they're easy to make. You can kind of store them, label them, put them in your fridge, and use for later. Make sure you do keep refrigerated, though, after you do cook. I have them at home. I have them in little bottles. I label them, the name. They are fun. Very fun. You can actually, and you can even add them. It doesn't have to be. I mean, you can mix them with like wine spritzers, sangrias, things like that. You can also use it to cook with.
Yeah, like last month I was on a sober kick, and so I went in to see Brian.
Good for you.
I know. And I went in to go see Brian. I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to be sober this month. What can you make for me? He made me a hibiscus lemonade using that hibiscus syrup, which was super delicious. This would actually probably be really good in like a chai lemonade.
Yeah, probably.
Really, really,
yeah, I think it'd be very good.
Oh man, so our oil is getting nice and smoky there. It's coming up to our smoke point. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cook our chicken off.
Man, that smells good.
So we're just going to get a nice sear on our chicken. And you want to make sure you kind of break up these little pieces right here. So every piece gets a little bit of oil on it.
A little pan time.
A little pan time.
A little pan time.
Yeah, real quick. You might want to go in there. So I have it on like pretty high heat. So I get a nice sear on there, so it really locks in all those flavors. I have the water boiling right here for our noodles. So I have what I picked up, these like Asian style noodles right here. So you can use rice noodles if you want. If you have leftover spaghetti, you can use that too. I just picked these up because I wanted to be as authentic as possible just for you, Brian.
I appreciate it.
Just for you, buddy. The way they make these is actually pretty interesting. They actually cook them and then they dehydrate them and then they fry them real quick.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty interesting.
That's cool.
Like those noodles, like the ramen noodles.
I would imagine they probably cook much quicker than normal.
Yeah, so these only take like 3 minutes to cook.
Yeah, they look like it.
So I'm going to wait until everything is completely done to put that in there. And also because of that, you're not going to get as much starch out of your water. So you don't need to save your water to thicken up your broth or whatever like you would cooking regular pasta. And that smells incredible.
It does smell good.
So what's the drink? So you're going to be making a fizz.
It's a fizz, and the fizz part of it will come from the egg white and topped with club soda. I'll kind of go into it later, but while I'm talking about it, I might as well tell you a little bit more about it. This drink, some drinks are made with ice, some are made without. This drink specifically is made without ice to a shake, and then right before service, you add the ice, shake vigorously for 30 seconds, and then pour. Adding the egg white and then top with club adds this kind of fizz to the top of it. It kind of looks like it's a play on a milkshake kind of. So the top half inch to full inch of the glass will be egg white, and you'll see it in a little bit. It's very a little different. This drink also does not require ice. You can add ice. Reuben told me he wanted to yield the most alcoholic drink he could have, so I decided to not go with ice.
That's very true. I like to get pretty crazy sometimes. It's not true at all anymore.
No,
not anymore.
Not at
we
all.
Used to,
not at all.
We used to get pretty crazy a couple years ago, Brian and I, but we have tamed down so much in the last couple years.
I'd like to say that. I do remember the last time we worked together. It was actually the last and first time we worked together. Stayed friends. We worked at I'm not going to say where. We worked at a hotel, if you will.
Yeah.
Reuben was our line cook, and I did room service. I think we were somewhere between the ages of 18 and 20.
Yeah,
I wasn't 21 yet.
Yeah,
I know that.
We were definitely like 18 or 19.
I like to live on the edge a little bit. Sometimes I like getting some trouble.
Yeah, stay out of trouble, guys. Don't do what we did and go to places that you're not supposed to be at certain ages.
So Reuben and I decided it would be a good time to bring Nerf guns into work.
Yeah.
And equip friends with Nerf guns in the kitchen to kind of have a little war. When we were 19, it sounded like a good time. Our boss did not. We're not going to finish the rest of the story, but the boss was not happy.
I mean, needless to say, neither of us worked there much longer after that.
I think this.
I think we're looking good there.
Yeah, this might be maybe another minute, and this will probably be good. You can kind of see in the tea in here, it's starting to brown a little bit, starting to change colors, but also if you can see the actual leaves and everything in there are starting to kind of lose color, and that's kind of a good sign of when you kind of need to kind of pull it off. And that's easy. You can tell by color, and just by, if you look at it, they're looking a little darker here. It's starting to lose its like pretty green color. It's starting to look a little darker, and that means it's going to be done. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. Reuben, could you turn it off for me?
I got you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to strain it out right here. And when he pulls that bowl out, you guys are going to see the beautiful color that it has. So I'm going to move our chicken off to the side here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to add just a little bit of this ginger garlic.
I'm going to pull this out.
Cook that in there. Start coating our chicken in it.
So it did yield about a cup.
Wow, look at that.
Yep.
That was just plain water.
That's just water, and that was, like I said, it was a cup of water, and it yielded the exact amount, about exactly a cup here. Look at that color. That's beautiful. And you could also do this if you don't have the fresh chai that Reuben got for us. You don't have to use that. You can get a chai tea bag from the
usually like
store or powdered chai. You can do it the same way. You can even get the chai tea bags and kind of put them in the water without having the loose leaves. That's completely fine because you don't have to strain it like we did.
Yeah.
Same mentality, same thing, and I think you'll get the same flavor from it. I wouldn't see that being an issue.
So when you say gin, what flavors are in gin? It's usually juniper, is that right?
Yeah, so they're all a little different. This is an original like dry gin London style, so you'll get a lot of what he was saying. You'll still get a lot of citrus notes, a lot of bright notes, and that's kind of fun because it counteracts kind of the spiciness that he's doing. We did add the ginger, which added a little kick to it. The chai will be a little smooth, but that does pair well with the gin. That is a little citrusy forward, a little citrus forward. Juniper. A lot of the European London style gins are all very similar in flavor. They do range in some of the botanicals and things like that. But when you're mixing with different things, I like to use Bombay Dry. Another reason why I like to use it because it's one of those gins that every bar has. Everyone has a favorite gin. I'm not going to name them, but some bars don't have them. I like to go with something that I know every single bar has. So when I go there, or to any bar, I know I can get something that I want.
Yeah, my uncle's a big Tanqueray guy.
Yeah, and Tanqueray is one of those things that they have at 99% of bars, and that makes sense.
So chili chicken, we're going to get right back to this real quick. So chili chicken is a base sauce that has chili, obviously. So we're going to add just a little bit of chili flake to our sauce right here.
And while you're doing that, Reuben, I'm actually going to set this in the fridge so we can cool it down a little bit.
Perfect.
A little too warm.
So throw the chili in there, and now this sauce has ketchup in it. I know it sounds super weird, but we're gonna add just a little bit of ketchup to the sauce. And then we're gonna add some soy sauce to this. So that's where kind of like the Indo-Chinese kind of stuff comes from.
It smells really good already.
You notice I didn't season up our chicken at all because I was adding soy sauce to it and a bunch of other seasonings to it.
I was going to ask you about that, but I thought I wanted to stay in my lane.
Stay in your lane, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to ask you about that.
Yeah, so I didn't want to season up our chicken too much because I didn't want it to be over salty. So we're gonna let our sauce kind of come together. I'm gonna turn up our heat over here. Meanwhile, we're gonna get another pan going to stir fry our vegetables. Just gonna use this same pan you did.
Beautiful.
So I'm gonna put this pan right up on here. So you want to show us that trick you were telling me about earlier with the egg?
Yeah, for sure. We're sure to get some stuff out of the way.
So nobody likes separating eggs?
Nobody likes separating eggs.
I mean, I like to use my hands because to me that's just the easiest way to do it. Brian showed me a pretty cool way to do it that I think is super interesting that I think you guys could all use. And you only need two things.
You need just something to crack an egg on, something flat so it doesn't run on you, and some type of bottle similar to this. Whether it's any kind of plastic bottle that has a smaller mouth like this. Let me show you how to do that real quick. So this took me a little time, and a lot of eggs on my shoes, a lot of eggs running down my arms. Let me go ahead and crack this egg. No shells? Ow, no shells. Look at that.
Look at that,
Double
nailed it
check
on your
that.
first try.
Go ahead. So what you do is, so we want to separate the yolk from the white. You can kind of mangle it. I don't really like to do that. So what you do is you're going to squeeze the bottle, put it over top the yellow, and let go. We'll go ahead and pull it. Oh, almost.
Almost. Let's try it
Almost.
again with another egg.
Yeah, let's try it.
Let's get rid of this guy. Okay, we're gonna use the. Just gonna use a glass.
Yeah, use a glass. You want to crack it for me?
Hey, I got you. Always on a flat surface, because if you guys do it on an edge like that, you guys might get some shells in there. So you're saying.
Yes, you squeeze the bottle. It's not going to work on this. Oh,
There you
there
go.
we go. Worked perfectly. See,
You gotta put it right out in here,
You're right in the bottom here. We can toss that.
and that's all you need.
So this is what we yield from it. So that's perfect. It's about 1 ounce of egg white. That's actually exactly what we needed, is 1 ounce. So we're going to pull that aside. Everything back. And again, it is an egg, so we're going to go ahead and put it in the fridge. We don't want to leave it at room temperature when we make the drink.
So I'm gonna start stir frying up our vegetables here. Just adding some snow peas. I like to get the snow peas without the string in them because it's just so much easier to deal with. And then just a handful of mushrooms. Now again, you guys can add whatever vegetables you guys want. While that's cooking off, I have some herbs here, so I just have some fresh mint. And we're just gonna chiffonade them. Chiffonade is just getting all of your herbs tightly bundled up. And then you're gonna roll it up and you get these beautiful, beautiful strings. So just like that. So you want it to be nice, and that's a chiffonade. If you have a nice sharp knife, it's gonna be so much easier to deal with that. Because if you have a dull knife, it's so much easier to hurt yourself with it, because you'll be putting down so much more pressure to get it cut. So we're getting some beautiful color on our vegetables there. We're gonna add that right to our sauce. Just lightly cook it. So while our water is boiling, I'm gonna add a couple of these right to it. Again, these only take about 3 minutes. You notice I didn't season up my water either, because there's not gonna be enough time to really coat that. So I'm just gonna taste this sauce real quick. You wanna grab a spoon here? Right. Let's taste that real quick. Pretty good.
That's good. Got some good heat behind it.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I think me and you have different heat levels, Reuben.
Yeah, it's
We have
true.
very different heat levels.
It's true. I like
Super
good. Spicy things.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I thought you were gonna try and hurt me.
No, I like you too much.
I know you told me I'm your sixth best friend. I appreciate
You're
it.
sixth best friend.
I
Yeah, you're not on my.
appreciate
You're on my Facebook top 8. Or was it? No, it's MySpace top 8. MySpace had the top 8. That's what had the top 8. So I'm gonna take this straight from here.
Yeah, that looks good.
And I'm not worried about draining it because I want some of that water to help loosen up my sauce.
Go ahead, grab some of this tea back from the fridge. Cooled down quite a bit.
Right.
Grab those egg whites.
You're gonna grab all of your stuff. So I'm gonna put
Yes.
just a little bit of mint. I'm gonna take some of our cilantro, and again, guys, always use your cilantro stems. Cut off that dirty, woody part, and we're just gonna throw just a little bit of cilantro in there because I love cilantro. I think everything tastes better with cilantro. Gonna add that right to it. Oh man. So we're gonna toss our noodles with the sauce. Gonna turn it up just a little bit. Get all those sugars from the ketchup to nice and caramelize on these noodles. Throw our last bit of noodles in there.
It does look good, man. And kind of as Reuben was getting that together, I just went to the fridge, grabbed the chai tea that cooled down a little bit, grabbed the egg white that we made earlier, and I also had to make another one because I forgot I have to share with Reuben.
That's true.
Jeez Louise. Got some fresh ice. We'll be ready to go in a
Only
moment.
the freshest ice for you,
Nice
Brian.
catch.
Only the freshest ice.
We got-
All right.
That's perfect.
And I'm just gonna finish this off just a little squeeze of lime. I'm gonna do one more because I like the smell of lime juice. All right, so are you gonna? You want to start going off?
Yeah, I want
with
to
your-
start going off. We'll go step by step. We'll go step by step. I don't want to lose anyone. So we're going to build in this cocktail shaker. And like I said, this cocktail itself, you mix without ice. Once all the ingredients are blended together, including the egg white, we blend vigorously with ice. You then pour out into a glass that does not have ice. It'll be very cold. It'll be cold enough that you'll be able to drink it. And me and Reuben I don't drink slow. I don't know about you.
I know.
It's not going to get warm on us. With that, though, we're going to add, we're going to do, well, we're making doubles. So typically, what you would do is 1.5 ounces. We're making 2 drinks, so everything is going to be double.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So if I was going to do 1.5 ounces and I'm making it for 2, I'm going to do 3 ounces.
So what are the measurements on this?
So
little
this right
jigger
here, this is a jigger. All different measures. You can get different kinds. Typically, you'll get the 1.5. That's
Okay.
1.5 ounces. That's the exact measure for a pour for a drink. So we're going to do that. And like I said, we're making 2. And like I said, I'm off today. So we'll go ahead and do that.
That's that Sandra Lee pour. That Sandra Lee vodka
Yeah.
pour. You guys have seen that video. I know you guys have seen that video.
This is the ginger simple syrup that we made. Usually we do 1 to 1.25. So I'm going to about 2.5. So like I said, this is 1.5. Do that.
So that's the ginger syrup.
That is ginger syrup. This is the fresh squeezed lemon. I made this earlier. So that's going to be the same amount. So it's going to be about 2.5 ounces.
Another big reason why he cooled down the tea is because if you guys try to shake something hot, that thing is going to explode on you.
Yeah,
it is going to burn you.
It does, and it kind of
Like
just ruins
if you
the
ever
flavors.
try to blend something hot,
Yeah.
it's the same concept. So like if you blend something hot and it's covered, the steam is going to try to escape really, really quickly, and it'll blow up on you.
That's funny. I have a story. When I was about 22, it was the first time I bartended. We had espresso martinis. We ran out of espresso, so I ran and made espresso as fast as I could, put it in the thing. It's burning my hands. I start shaking it. The top exploded all over the place. All over the place.
I mean, listen, dude, like earlier in my career, I have spilt so much soup on so many roofs of places, on so many ceilings of places, that, you know, there are probably still stains of tomato soups on
I
these.
do remember not too long ago where you had a serious soup incident.
Oh, my
you
goodness.
and soups do not get along.
Yeah, me and soups are not friends.
So let me finish this. We do have the chai tea. We need to add that. That's actually going to be, we do 2 ounces for the cocktail, but I'm making 2 for Reuben, so we're going to do 4 ounces altogether. And actually,
or, you know, we're not going to judge you.
there's a 2 ounce mark on here. You can't see it. It's easier than pouring in this little tiny jigger, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Beautiful.
Right to the marker. There we go. We're going to add that.
Look at that. Oh, man.
God, that smells good. Actually, that smells good, so I might a little touch more.
I'm telling you, man, little goat. They're my favorite.
Put that to the side. We're just kind of blend those flavors a little bit. Let them marry. So now what we're going to do is, it's all married together. So I did 1 egg white that you guys saw me and Reuben make. We're going to go ahead and add that. Egg white number 2 that I made behind the scenes. We're going to go ahead and add that. And go ahead and add the top here. And what we're doing here is we're blending flavors. We're kind of also mixing up that egg white to kind of give that fizz I was talking about earlier.
I'm super
I think
excited.
my arms would be bigger.
You would think.
You would think my arms would be
You
bigger.
would think he'd be jacked. His forearms are pretty big.
And you can kind of feel it. You can kind of hear it too. Get a little froth here.
Yeah, you can definitely
that?
hear like the chain.
Yeah, you can definitely hear it.
I love cocktails with an egg or an egg white.
Yeah.
Flips.
Look
and-
at that. Man, that's good. This is
What
gonna
are
be
they called?
good.
Flips and what's the other one?
For what? Egg cocktails?
Yeah. Are they called flips? I think they're called flips.
Flips? I don't know. You've been to a lot fancier places than me, Reuben.
I
You would
try.
know.
I like to pretend I'm fancy.
So what we're gonna do is,
Break the vacuum?
yeah, we got to break the vacuum off.
It's like, kind of like when you close the fridge real quick and then you try to get right back
Yeah.
in it.
We need a knife pop that. There we go.
Oh, look at all that.
Wow. So if you can look at that, that honestly looks like a milkshake.
It does. I don't want to dump too much. Oh, I
Oh,
dumped
my
a little bit of
Reuben.
it trying to get.
I got you, buddy.
All right.
All right, so we got everything set up here. Here's our cocktail glasses. What I kind of want to do is we're going to add a little ice here. Do it over here.
And I got a couple forks for us to try our little lunch here before we have our cocktails as well.
So we're going to go ahead. If you can bring that back over for me, Reuben, please. The ice, and then I got this glass here.
All right. Oh, okay.
So this is, after I added the ice, you can see it's a little taller. So we're gonna go ahead and put this back on. And this is the vigorous 30-second shake. It's kind of a pain, but it is definitely worth it. And so you can hear the ice in there.
Definitely, if you're doing this at home, do the one portion.
Yeah, do the
Find
one
a trained
portion.
Professional. You want
So-
to get all settled too.
Yeah, so what you want to do with this is, it gets cold quick. Don't stop until your hands start to freeze.
That's a good tip.
Don't stop until your hands are gonna freeze.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna take a little bite of this.
All right. There we go. All right, Reuben. Go ahead and pour these out. And this is going to take a little bit to pour. This will be a slower. It is packed with ice. So we'll take a few times to get it out, but it'll get there.
Man, you can really see that froth though.
Yeah.
It really does have kind of a milkshake quality to it.
And it's still, it's going to take probably 30 seconds to 40 seconds to get everything out of this glass.
So all that froth there is just from the egg white.
That is from that.
So if you're ever making egg whites at home or like whipping up egg whites, you know how they froth up? That's pretty much exactly what he did. It's going to keep that molecular structure for a little bit.
I like the garnish stuff. That's one of my favorite things to do with drinks. It's kind of a nice elevation you could put on it. There is fresh lemon in here, so I'm going to add that. I would like to add some of these leaves that we have extra.
Absolutely. Make it look pretty, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead, garnish a little bit here. Garnish a little bit here.
All right.
I think there's pretty pink ones in there.
Yeah, get a little bit of those rose in there. And then you're going to make a nice little lemon twist
Yes,
for one
sir.
of these guys, and I want to drink these other ones.
We'll do a lemon twist, which I have a peeler right here. This is what you would use to peel carrots, potatoes, anything like that.
Oh, man.
You even get the garnish.
I couldn't wait. It's so good.
So we're going to go ahead and twist this. Twists are fun. They make it look good. They add a little fragrance. Ooh,
Just a little fragrance.
fragrance. Go ahead and kind of toss that in there.
That's great. Here, you want to try this real quick?
I do.
So that's it, guys. Just an easy cocktail, an easy, quick dinner for you guys. Thank you, Brian, for coming on. Tell me what you think about those noodles real quick, though.
I will.
Let's go. And then we're going to do a little cheers, and then we're going to sign off here. And let's do a quick cheers, bud. Cheers. Thanks for coming on, and
Goodbye.
thank you guys for joining us.